Mishra, Professor and Dean, School of Buddhist Studies, Philosophy and Comparative Religion, नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी। और आज के कार्यक्रम में माननीय प्रोफेसर आर.सी. सिन्हा, फॉर्मर चेयरमैन आईसीपीआर न्यू दिल्ली, जो वर्तमान में पिट्सबर्ग अमेरिका में है, वहां से हमारे कार्यक्रम की अध्यक्षता करेंगे। और स्वामी भावात्मानंद महाराज, सचिव रामकृष्ण मिशन सेवाश्रम, हमारे कार्यक्रम के समन्वयक कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं। हम आप सबों का स्वागत करते हैं और आप सबों को बताते हुए यह हर्ष हो रहा है कि रामकृष्ण मिशन सेवाश्रम मुजफ्फरपुर विगत 5 वर्षों से वेबिनार की श्रृंखला आयोजित कर रहा है। और यह श्रृंखला हर रविवार को 4 से 6 बजे तक आयोजित की जाती है, जिसमें मूलतः वेदांत और अन्य सामयिक विषयों पर यह कार्यक्रम होता है। यदि आप लोगों में से भी किसी को किसी विषय पर अपना वक्तव्य देने की इच्छा हो, तो आप रामकृष्ण मिशन सेवाश्रम मुजफ्फरपुर के सचिव स्वामी भावात्मानंद महाराज से संपर्क कर आप अपना नाम, जिस विषय पर आप अपना वक्तव्य करना चाहते हैं वो विषय आप शेयर कर सकते हैं। समयानुसार आपसे संपर्क कर हम सब आपके व्याख्यान का आयोजन करेंगे। यह सुखद आश्चर्य है कि आज के कार्यक्रम में प्रोफेसर जीपी दास उड़ीसा से ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं और आपको बताते हुए यह हर्ष हो रहा है कि रामकृष्ण मिशन सेवाश्रम अपने अत्याधुनिक नेत्र चिकित्सालय, जिसे विवेकानंद नेत्र चिकित्सालय के नाम से जाना जाता है, के द्वारा संपूर्ण बिहार के लोगों को बहुत ही उच्च स्तरीय आंख में शल्य चिकित्सा और अन्य चिकित्सा की सुविधा प्रदान कर रहा है। सीमा सरकार ज्वाइन कर चुकी है। मैडम, आपका भी स्वागत है। आप सबों को बताते हुए और हर्ष हो रहा है कि यहाँ नेत्र में शल्य चिकित्सा ऑपरेशन के अलावा विभिन्न रोगों के करीब 15 डॉक्टर चिकित्सा, त्वचा की चिकित्सा, हड्डी की चिकित्सा, दांत की चिकित्सा एवं अन्य रोगों की चिकित्सा यहाँ करते हैं। और करीब 1000 मरीजों को हम लोग प्रत्येक दिन यहाँ उनके चिकित्सा की सुविधा आत्मानंद महाराज की प्रेरणा से एक बारी चलता है, जिसमें कि समाज के वंचित वर्ग के बच्चे जो सरकारी स्कूलों में और प्राइवेट स्कूलों में नामांकन कर अपना अध्यापन पूरा नहीं कर सकते हैं, वैसे बच्चे का करीब 150 बच्चों के भोजन वस्त्र की व्यवस्था स्वामी भावात्मानंद महाराज करते हैं। प्रोफेसर राजेश कुमार सिंह, HOD फिलोसफी, पटना विश्वविद्यालय ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं। सर, आपका भी इस कार्यक्रम में स्वागत है। और हम अपने कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए आप समूह से यह निवेदन करना चाहते हैं कि स्वामी भावात्मानंद महाराज ने जो विवेकानंद स्टडी सर्किल की स्थापना की 7 वर्ष पहले, उसी विवेकानंद स्टडी सर्किल के तत्वावधान में रामकृष्ण मिशन यह वेबिनार नियमित आयोजित कर रहा है। साथ ही इस साल कॉलेज, यूनिवर्सिटी और स्कूल के बच्चों के व्यक्तित्व विकास के लिए स्वामी भावात्मानंद महाराज ने पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट शुरू किया है, जिसके तहत हम 50 स्कूलों में और करीब 50 कॉलेज में विभिन्न विषयों पर निबंध प्रतियोगिता, वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता, चित्रकला प्रतियोगिता, रिसाइटेशन की प्रतियोगिता आयोजित करने जा रहे हैं। इन सब प्रतियोगिताओं के बारे में विस्तृत सूचना सभी स्कूल के प्रधानों या उनके द्वारा नामित समन्वयकों को दे दिया जा चुका है और हम नियमित उनसे संपर्क में हैं। आयोजित हो उसमें हम नेशनल यूथ डे पर इन बच्चों की प्रस्तुति करा सकें। आदरणीय अखिलेश कुमार सिंह, जो हमारे विवेकानंद स्टडी सर्किल के वरिष्ठ सदस्य हैं, आदरणीय श्री देवेंद्र पांडे साहब, जिला स्कूल के पूर्व प्राचार्य, हमारे विवेकानंद स्टडी सर्किल के बड़े ही आदरणीय और बड़े ही सीनियर सदस्य हैं, वो भी ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं। मैं आप सबों का इस वेबिनार में स्वागत करता हूं। मित्रों, हम अब रामकृष्ण मिशन सेवाश्रम मुजफ्फरपुर के सचिव को आमंत्रित करने के पहले रामनाथ गुप्ता साहब ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं, उनका भी मैं स्वागत करता हूं। और जो करीब 10 लोग इस कार्यक्रम में जुड़े हुए हैं, जो विवेकानंद स्टडी सर्किल और रामकृष्ण मिशन सेवाश्रम से लगाव रखते हैं, इन सबों का हार्दिक स्वागत करते हुए हम अब कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए स्वामी भावात्मानंद महाराज से निवेदन करता हूं कि वे अपना स्क्रीन ऑन करेंगे, माइक ऑन करेंगे और आए हुए सभी आगत अतिथियों और सभी प्रतिभागियों का स्वागत करते हुए आज के विषय के बारे में एक संक्षिप्त टिप्पणी अपनी प्रस्तुत करेंगे। स्वामी भावात्मानंद महाराज। महाराज।
ओम शन्नो मित्र शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इंद्रो बृहस्पति शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायु त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि हितं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु भवतु मां भवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। देवियों एवं सज्जनों, आज बड़े हर्ष का विषय है कि हमारा एक नया विषय और हमारे बीच एक नए अतिथि, विद्वान अतिथि प्रोफेसर गोदावरी मिश्र जी हमारे बीच उपस्थित है। प्रोफेसर साहब भारतीय विशेषकर वेदांत दर्शन के प्रति बड़े ही लगाव रखने वाले विद्वान प्रतिभाशाली शिक्षक हैं और यह आज के विषय में हमें विशेष रूप से पंच महायज्ञ के विषय में चर्चा देंगे। आप जानते हैं कि पंच महायज्ञ, पंच यज्ञ जिसे हम देव यज्ञ, पितृयज्ञ, ऋषि यज्ञ, नृयज्ञ, भूत यज्ञ आदि 5 प्रकार के यज्ञों के नाम से जानते हैं, वह यज्ञ हिंदू धर्म का एक आधारभूत सिद्धांत है। आप देखते हैं कि इन में पालन किया जाता है। वह चाहे हिंदू आस्तिक हो अथवा नास्तिक, वह हिंदू किसी भी संप्रदाय से, किसी भी जाति से, किसी भी व्यवस्था से जुड़ा हुआ हो, वह इस यज्ञ की कल्पना किसी न किसी रूप में वह करता है। आज इनके दृष्टिकोण से, विद्वान प्राध्यापक के दृष्टिकोण से यह एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण विषय है और इस पंच महायज्ञ जो कि सार्वभौमिक मानवता में एक सहायक सिद्धांत सिद्ध हो सकता है, उसकी आज हमें हमारे बीच वह चर्चा करेंगे। इस चर्चा के लिए हम उन्हें विशेष रूप से अनुरोध करते हैं, उनका हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं। हमारे बीच आज के इस कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित है प्रोफेसर राजेश कुमार सिंह, श्री आलोक कुमार झा, डॉक्टर सुशांत कुमार, हर्ष कुमार, सीमा सरकार, अरुणेंद्र राय, राजीव कुमार राय, प्रोफेसर गणेश प्रसाद दास, देवेंद्र कुमार, नीला मायानंद, महाशंकर प्रसाद, संजीव कुमार और देवेंद्र पांडे, नवीन कुमार झा, रामनाथ गुप्ता, श्री नारायण सिंह और केशव जी आदि सबों के प्रति मैं अपनी कृतज्ञता प्रकट करता हूँ। मैं आशा करता हूँ कि आज की इस चर्चा से आप सभी, हम सभी बहुत ही लाभान्वित होंगे। इन शब्दों के साथ पुनः प्रोफेसर गोदावरी मिश्र के प्रति मैं अपनी कृतज्ञता। धन्यवाद। गोदावरी जी जुड़े हुए हैं ना?
अब मैं प्रोफेसर प्रोफेसर गोदावरी शाह मिश्र जी को आमंत्रित करता हूं। आप सब जानते हैं कि गोदावरी शाह मिश्र साहब प्रोफेसर हैं स्कूल ऑफ बुद्धिस्ट स्टडीज, फिलोसफी एंड कॉम्परेटिव रिलीजन, नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी। अपना वीडियो और ऑडियो ऑन करने की कृपा करेंगे। स्वामी जी, मिश्रा साहब ज्वाइन अभी तक किए कि नहीं? केशव जी, केशव जी।
नहीं, अभी तक नहीं ज्वाइन किए हैं, महाराज फोन लगा रहे हैं।
अच्छा, इसके पहले भी नालंदा नव महाविहार से इस पटल से हो चुका है और आज नालंदा विश्वविद्यालय के दूसरे प्रतिनिधि के रूप में आदरणीय गोदावरी शाह मिश्रा साहब आमंत्रित हैं। और महाराज जी, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है। महाराज जी की आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
प्रोफेसर गोदावरीश जी।
जी, गोदावरीश मिश्रा साहब ज्वाइन अभी तक किए हैं कि नहीं?
अभी तक ज्वाइन नहीं किए हैं, महाराज फोन लगा रहे हैं।
तब तक हम आप सभी प्रतिभागियों से निवेदन करते हैं कि विवेकानंद स्टडी सर्किल में आज शाम जो बैठक होगी उसमें हम सब NYD नेशनल यूथ डे से संबंधित कार्यक्रमों पर विशेष चर्चा करेंगे। आप सब जानते हैं कि रामकृष्ण मिशन सेवाश्रम मुजफ्फरपुर हर साल स्कूल और कॉलेज के बच्चों में व्यक्तित्व विकास के कार्यक्रम आयोजित करते हैं। भाषण प्रतियोगिता, निबंध प्रतियोगिता, वाद विवाद, चित्रकला इत्यादि वो आयक होते हैं। और इस कार्यक्रम के तहत अब तक हम लोगों ने करीब 50 स्कूल और कॉलेजों में अपने संवाद को डाला है और वहाँ के लोगों के साथ हम लोगों ने बैठक की है और कार्यक्रम काफ़ी तेजी से आगे की ओर बढ़ रहा है। इसी सिलसिले में और कार्यक्रम को गति देने हेतु और कार्यक्रम को और प्रगतिशील बनाने हेतु हम लोग आज शाम में रामकृष्ण मिशन सेवाश्रम के विवेकानंद स्टडी सर्किल के सेमिनार हॉल में शाम में 7:30 बजे से बैठक करेंगे, जिसमें आप सब आमंत्रित हैं। और उसमें हम लोग अपने कार्यक्रमों की विशेष प्रस्तुति करते हुए आगे की योजनाओं पर चर्चा करेंगे। नवीन कुमार झा साहब से निवेदन है कि आज के विषय में अगर उन्होंने कुछ बताने की कृपा कर सकते हैं।
नहीं सर, नहीं, तो थोड़ा पंच यज्ञ के बारे में नहीं सुने।
ये देवेंद्र कुमार साहब, आपने कुछ उसके संदर्भ में कुछ अध्ययन किया है नवीनतम?
महाराज जी हम लोगों को जो बताए
जी,
महाराज जी ने जो बैठक में जो बताया उस वही मैं कह सकता हूँ कि ये हिंदू धर्म का एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण आध्यात्मिक और धार्मिक प्रणाली है।
सर आ रहे हैं, सर ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, दिक्कत हो रही है ज्वाइन। करने में दिक्कत हो रही है सर, ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं 2 मिनट में,
तो महाराज जी
कुछ
ने
तकनीकी समस्या मिल रही है। हाँ हाँ सर, इट इज ओके, नाउ वी आर ज्वाइनिंग हियर, सिटिंग ओवर हियर, काइंडली ज्वाइन इट। हाँ या या oh no problem, no problem, yeah 10 minutes, yeah okay। सर ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, किसी आवश्यक कार्य में लग गए तो समय से बेसमय हो गए सर, इनको विद इन 5 मिनट्स ही ज्वाइनिंग। आप सबों से अनुरोध है 5 मिनट 7 मिनट के लिए कृपया सर की प्रतीक्षा की जाए, उसके बाद हम फिर इसकी चर्चा करेंगे। हमारे बीच वैसे विद्वान प्राध्यापक जुड़े हुए हैं, गणेश प्रसाद दास साहब, भी इस विषय में बहुत सारी बातें बतला सकेंगे। डॉक्टर सुशांत कुमार भी है, प्रोफेसर राजेश कुमार भी है, दर्शन शास्त्र से जुड़े हुए बहुत सारे प्रोफेसर हैं। यह सब इन सारी बातों को लेकर इसकी चर्चा कर सकेंगे, आगे कर सकेंगे, किंतु 5 मिनट में प्रोफेसर साहब जुड़ रहे हैं। थोड़ी तकनीकी असुविधाएं हो रही हैं, लेकिन मैं समझता हूँ 5 मिनट में समाधान हो जाएगा।
देवेंद्र बाबू कुछ बोल रहे थे, देवेंद्र बाबू कुछ आलोचना कर रहे थे अभी।
नहीं, आलोचना नहीं, कल महाराज जी ने
हाँ
हम
देवेंद्र,
लोगों को बताए कि पंच महायज्ञ क्या है, तो उन्होंने जो कहा उन्हीं की बात मैं दोहरा रहा हूँ कि ये पंच महायज्ञ देव यज्ञ, पितृयज्ञ, भूत यज्ञ, मनुष्य यज्ञ और ब्रह्म यज्ञ है। इससे हमारा धार्मिक प्रणाली है, इससे हमारा जीवन सामर्थ्यपूर्ण और सात्विक बन जाता है। एक आध्यात्मिक सुधार के लिए ये इस उद्देश्य से ये यज्ञ है, और इस पर सुनने से और इसको धारण करने से हमारा जीवन एक समर्थ जीवन बन पाता है, एक सात्विक जीवन बन पाता है। तो विस्तृत तो हम लोग नहीं कह पाएंगे, लेकिन है इसमें, इस यज्ञ में सब कुछ है। देव यज्ञ भी है, पितृ का तर्पण भी है, जीवों के भलाई के लिए जीवों के लिए क्या किया जा सकता है, मानव सेवा में क्या क्या नहीं है इसमें, इतने भी बात उन्होंने बताया था।
केशव जी
जी महाराज जी, जी
2 मिनट आप
हाँ
बोल रहे थे।
जी महाराज, जी महाराज, जी महाराज। सर्वप्रथम रामकृष्ण मिशन सेवाश्रम मुजफ्फरपुर के श्रीमद स्वामी भगवत्पानंद जी महाराज के चरणों में प्रणाम निवेदित करते हुए आज के वेबिनार में सम्मिलित सभी विद्वत जनों को बहुत बहुत आभार और उनका स्वागत है। स्वामी जी के कोऑर्डिनेशन में चलने वाले विवेकानंद स्टडी सर्किल की ओर से आयोजित आज के वेबिनार का विषय पंच महायज्ञ, जिस पर बोलने के लिए हमारे मुख्य अतिथि श्रीमान अम्बरीश मिश्रा साहब तुरंत ज्वाइन करने जा रहे हैं। और जैसा कि एसएमपी साहब ने बताया कि कौन कौन आदमी तैयारी किए हुए हैं, एक श्लोक हमने लिखा है, अध्यापनम ब्रह्म यज्ञ पितृयज्ञस्तु तर्पणम होमो दैवो बलिर्भवतो न यज्ञो अतिथि पूजनम। प्रत्येक गृहस्थ के यहाँ चूल्हा, चक्की, झाड़ू, ओखल और जलपान, ये 5 प्रकार के हिंसा के स्थान हैं, और इनसे होने वाली हिंसा से निवृत्ति के लिए प्रतिदिन 5 महायज्ञ करने का विधान हमारे महर्षियों ने बताया है। और जैसा कि देवेंद्र बाबू ने बताया, 5 महायज्ञ में ब्रह्म यज्ञ, पितृयज्ञ, देवयज्ञ, भूत यज्ञ और अतिथि यज्ञ, जिसे नृयज्ञ भी कहा जाता है। स्वाध्याय के द्वारा हम ब्रह्म यज्ञ को करते हैं। पिंड क्रिया के द्वारा पितृयज्ञ को पूरा करते हैं। होम जप आदि के द्वारा देव और अतिथि पूजन के द्वारा अतिथि यज्ञ करते हैं। कर्म 3 प्रकार के बताए गए हैं: नित्य, नैमित्तिक और काम्य। और विशेष बताने के लिए हम लोगों के बीच बहुत जल्द डॉक्टर मिश्रा साहब, अम्बरीश मिश्रा साहब ज्वाइन करने ही वाले हैं। कर भी शायद रहे हैं लेकिन हो नहीं रहा है। इसके आगे धन्यवाद। मौजूद हैं, सर भी बहुत अध्ययन करते रहे। अगर गुप्ता साहब भी कुछ बोले तो बड़ी खुशी होगी।
इस संबंध में मुझे कोई खास जानकारी नहीं है, नहीं तो जरूर मैं शेयर कर।
धन्यवाद सर।
और एक प्रश्न जरूर उठता है कि जैसे मैंने आज सत्यनारायण भगवान की पूजा की, क्या वो भी इस यज्ञ में 5 यज्ञ में से कहीं कुछ आता है क्या?
और इस प्रकार हम लोगों के बीच अम्बरीश मिश्रा साहब ज्वाइन कर लिए और अम्बरीश मिश्रा साहब का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आज के वेबिनार में। अम्बरीश मिश्रा साहब को स्वागत करते हुए हम बताना चाहेंगे कि रामकृष्ण स्टडी सर्किल चलता है जहां आप भी आ चुके हैं, और इसी स्टडी सर्किल की ओर से आज का वेबिनार आयोजित है। और पंच महायज्ञ यह सब्जेक्ट है जिस पर मुख्य वक्ता के रूप में, चीफ स्पीकर के रूप में आप ही अतिथि हैं बोलने के लिए, और आप ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं। पंच महायज्ञ के बारे में ब्रह्म यज्ञ, पितृयज्ञ, देव यज्ञ, भूत यज्ञ, अतिथि यज्ञ, इनकी चर्चा थोड़ी सी मैंने कर और अब आपको आमंत्रित करने के लिए महाराज आपको कर रहे हैं।
हमारे बीच प्रोफेसर गोदावरी हरीश मिश्र जी उपस्थित है, उनके प्रति मैं अपनी कृतज्ञता प्रकट करता हूँ और साथ ही क्षमा याचना भी करता हूँ। कुछ समय की जानकारी की गड़बड़ी के कारण, कुछ मिनट लेट होने के कारण मैं आपसे क्षमा याचना भी करता हूँ। और प्रोफेसर साहब, आपको खुशी होगी कि आज हमारे बीच प्रोफेसर सुशांत कुमार, राजेश कुमार, गणेश प्रसाद दास और कई सीनियर प्राध्यापक दर्शन शास्त्र से जुड़े हुए, वह सभी जुड़े हुए हैं। और साथ साथ विवेकानंद स्टडी सर्किल के माननीय सदस्यगण भी जुड़े हुए हैं। हमें इस बात की बेहद खुशी होगी कि हमारे इन लोगों के बीच आज आपकी द्वितीय सेकेंड टॉक, फर्स्ट प्रथम बार आपका विषय यहाँ पर हम लोगों ने विवेकानंद स्टडी सर्किल में ही प्रोफेसर रमेश चंद्र सिन्हा साहब के साथ कुछ देर के लिए हम लोगों ने सुना था, और आज द्वितीय बार आप प्रथम बार यानी इस आभास पटल पर आप उपस्थित हैं। आपका मैं हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूँ, आपका मैं हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूँ। मुझे इस बात की बेहद खुशी है कि बहुत दिनों के बाद आपसे समय ले पाया और आपने इस विषय को, एक ऐसे विषय को चुना जो हिंदू धर्म का एक आधार स्तंभ है। कोई भी हिंदू इस यज्ञ को नकार नहीं सकता है, वो आस्तिक हो अथवा नास्तिक हो, किंतु यज्ञ एक ऐसी परम के लिए स्वीकार्य है। हो सकता है यज्ञ का ढंग आस्तिकों के लिए अलग, नास्तिकों के लिए अलग, किंतु मैं यह विश्वास करता हूँ यह मानवता के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा योगदान होगा, मानवता की उन्नति के लिए एक योगदान होगा। और यह हमारे लिए आज आवश्यक तथ्य के रूप में उपस्थित हो रहा है। मैं आज प्रोफेसर गोदावरीश मिश्र साहब से मैं अनुरोध कर रहा हूँ। प्रोफेसर साहब धन्यवाद, कृपया।
स्वामी जी, अभी शुरू करूँ स्वामी जी?
हाँ
जी सर, आपकी आवाज़ आ रही है।
जी,
आपकी आवाज़ आ रही है, शुरू किया जाए।
नमस्कार बोला सुबुच।
नमस्ते नमस्ते सर।
नमस्ते
बहुत
सुबुच।
बहुत वेरी ग्रेट।
Thank you,
स्वामी जी,
sir.
मैं तो अंग्रेजी और हिंदी दोनों को मिला के बोलूंगा।
हाँ
हिंदी
बिल्कुल
हिंदी
बिल्कुल। हाँ, हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों मिला करके आप बोलेंगे।
ठीक है सर, ठीक है। सो मोस्ट रेस्पेक्टेड स्वामी जी and Professor Das and Professor Susan ji, all those who are here. I thought the session will start at 6 o'clock. I did not see properly. It is my mistake. Somehow anyway I am here to share some of my thoughts with you. So to start with, I would like to thank Swamiji for giving me this opportunity in Ramakrishna Mission portal, online portal. I had the occasion of being associated with the mission for a very long time, since my childhood, when I was in Puri College, Samanta Chandrasekhar College as a student. I had the great opportunity to be having Swami Tattvasthananda ji, who is no more, as a preceptor who really guided us at that point of time how to value life, how to understand the world, and how to develop the human essence, which is the major contribution of Swami Vivekananda. I'll speak slowly because मेरे को तो हिंदी में बोलने के लिए थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है ही, बोलूँगा थोड़ा बीच बीच में, फिर मेरा जो भाषण है कि नहीं अंग्रेजी में ही रहेगा। एक बार मैं तो आया था रमेश जी के साथ वहाँ, और उस दिन उपनिषद के लिए कैसे हम एक मेथोडोलॉजी बनाए पढ़ने के लिए, उपनिषद को कैसे पढ़े, इसके बारे में थोड़ा हमने थोड़ा कुछ भाषण प्रस्तुत किया था। आज आपके समक्ष ह्यूमनिज्म क्या है और पंचमहायज्ञ का ह्यूमनिज्म के ऊपर क्या प्रारंभिक, इसके बारे में क्या प्रारंभिक विश्लेषण कर पाएंगे हम, इसके बारे में थोड़ा आपको बताऊंगा। और ये बताने के पहले मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि ये ह्यूमनिज्म जो है कि नहीं एक वेस्टर्न कॉन्सेप्ट है, एंड it is based on the ideal of human dignity, ethical living, and a person's right and responsibility to give meaning and shape to his own life and the society he lives in. ये जो है कि नहीं ह्यूमनिज्म है, इंटीग्रल ह्यूमनिज्म बोले और जो किसी प्रकार का ह्यूमनिज्म आप बता सकते हैं, ये it lives with this paradigms, these principles, these salient features, that human dignity, ethical living, and a person's right and responsibility to give meaning and shape to his own life and the life of the society he lives in. It stands for ये जो है कि नहीं, ये जैसे मानव को आइडियल बनने के लिए, मूल्यबोध को समझने के लिए, ये ह्यूमनिज्म इज डेडिकेटेड, गिविंग द वैल्यू। सो It stands for the building a more human, value-centric society through the development of human and other natural values. How we can develop natural values? You know what Gita talks is about developing a value for the world. Krishna, Gita has been misunderstood by many in the world. The book has been banned in some countries, thinking that it is a book preaching violence. All that it goes, ये हिंसा का किताब है, इसके लिए इसको बैन कर दिया गया है कोई कंट्री में। फिर समझने का बात है कि गीता जो है कि नहीं, ये मानविक मूल्यबोध को समझाने के लिए ही ये किताब है। तो एज ए concept there is nothing like Eastern and Western about ह्यूमनिज्म के लिए, मानविकता के लिए कोई ईस्ट है ना कोई वेस्ट, बिकॉज द ह्यूमन प्रॉब्लम्स आर largely similar, taking the peculiarity of the world views, ethical standards nurtured by different societies. This concept has different dimensions in different places, and in that sense we may speak of Eastern humanism being different from Western humanism. प्राच्य मानविकता और पाश्चात्य मानविकता के अंदर फर्क लाने के लिए तो बोल सकते हैं कि ये हमारे मानविकता, वो हमारे। फिर मानविकता के जैसे लाइक आज हेल्थ इज यूनिवर्सल ए कॉन्सेप्ट, लिविंग इज ए यूनिवर्सल कॉन्सेप्ट, सिमिलरली ह्यूमनिज्म इज ए यूनिवर्सल कॉन्सेप्ट। सो द होल आइडियल ऑफ humanism is based on the concept of rationality, which is spoken of as like as something which has to be valued for the sake of a person and for the sake of the society. And keeping this in view, what is human, taking that into account, it was Aristotle who gave a little bit of his mind to say that human is a rational animal, thus rejecting the possibility of assigning any rationality to any other species other than man. मानव के बिना और कोई प्राणी जीव rational हो नहीं सकता। Here comes the dichotomy of treatment in the East and the West, and we find opposite at times being true. Like the opposite of what Aristotle said, that man is a rational animal, looks to be true. कि मानव सिर्फ रैशनल है, रैशनल मूल्यबोध मनुष्य के पास है और दूसरे के पास नहीं है, ये बात सही नहीं है। There are many animals like elephants, dogs, horses who have high level of rationality, which at times human beings do not have, since we legitimize our wrong actions through language. Man is armed, हमारे पास एक ऐसा अस्त्र है, शब्द अस्त्र है, जिसके माध्यम से हम हर गलत को सच बना सकते हैं। By language we can justify all of our actions. This is the first point. ये पहला बात मैं आपके पास लाना चाहता हूँ कि जो ह्यूमनिज्म है ये भिन्न हो नहीं सकता। इट हैज यूनिवर्सल सार्वजनिक वैश्विक इम्प्लीकेशंस है, मूल्यबोध है। और ये मूल्यबोध नहीं है। वेस्टर्न ह्यूमनिज्म हमारा ह्यूमनिज्म से अलग है। दिस इज बेस्ड ऑन ए false superimposition which is being taken to be truth by the West, I would like to bring you Professor Das is here, and many people are many philosophy teachers are here. I want to bring before you the Descartes' problem of understanding the animals. It was Descartes who treated animals as something like machines. He said, like, the whole Descartes problem is based on this particular few things, few points. Teachers, number one, मानवेतर, मनुष्यता, मनुष्य के बिना और जितने प्राणियां हैं वो यंत्र जैसे ऐसे machines, and animals are automata. Animals do not think. Animals have no language. Animals have no self-consciousness. And not that, animals have no consciousness. And animals are without feeling. This is something that which grew out of the tradition in which he lives in. Before him, the whole, I was telling you what Aristotle told, what Aristotle thought that man is a rational animal, and how Descartes thinks that animals have none of these things. They are to be treated as machines. They have no feelings like human beings have. There are many ways of reading Descartes. I am not going into those things now, but I would like to say how India, how Asia, how Orient has looked at animals, how we have looked at our nature, and therefore, I would like to bring before you something which Thomas Aquinas has brought from Aristotle, give a different, which was based on this very peculiar character of this dichotomy, and developed this later on as humanism in the world. I'm not questioning their humanism, but I am telling that if humanism has to be properly understood and practiced, there is only one way of understanding it. It is understanding as the Vedas have understood it. And what is the Vedic way of understanding humanism is to understand and to some extent practice this something called as Pancamahayajna. I will end my talk with that little later. So now I come to my first point. That is man a rational animal, and can rationality be the basis of humanism? That is the number one. Okay. So, so therefore, I would like to bring before you some more ideas from Indian thought to show how there has been a lot of such falsities that are superimposed on our tradition, especially by the Europeans writing our history, writing our culture, concocting, telling that you don't have history, you don't have philosophy, you don't have democracy, you don't have nothing. And how can you be civilized? And in some way, we became we were managed by them. Okay, so the Orient, the Indians were something they had to manage us as they did in the Africa. Like, they did not take us as that type of humans as they were. I don't have to go into that type of thing. The world is full of violence. I want to only invoke such type of a humanism which talks of absolute non-violence, and that is my objective in this today's talk. So in invoking that type of humanism, in which the Asians were felt as the burden of the white, and as a result we forgot the great traditions, models of humanism on which the societies were built for many thousands of years. We have forgotten that. So here what I have intimately observed in these years is that even though the external subjugation has brought about a lot of changes to our tradition, understanding of the self, there is something which is still not affected. As in my reading of the cultural heritage of this land, that is intellectual India, that is cultural and philosophical India, is never subjugated by anybody, including British, which still remains as it used to be, unsubjugated for several millennia. In spite of the onslaught of the power-hungry imperialists and the designed suppression and machinations to plunder wealth through evil means from the innocent Indians, that the India is in real sense still survives is a matter of great surprise. Before going into the topic of Eastern humanism, that has eternal relevance and relevance for whole world. I would like to bring certain myths which have to be dispelled for understanding the heart of India, the humanism in Indian context. Friends, this makes me to take you to revisiting the historiography of Indian subcontinent and historiography of discordance. One of the major impediments of humanism is to inject a wrong idea into the psyche of the people and break the unity of a particular land and make them feel distanced from each other. You divide people so that they hate each other, and you say that you are different. Therefore, the main reason for dividing people is to divide their unity and to make them feel and perceive each other differently. I would like to draw your attention to another turn in Indian history that has been strategized by European historians to make Indians believe that the northern invaders pushed the original inhabitants to the south, from north to south. This is the Arya Dravida problem, and I have been talking about this for some time, Professor Das, and to say that there are certain points we have to take into consideration. And this Arya and Dravida, I am putting you, there are not two different races. Arya and Dravida are not two terms juxtaposed to each other, because what I am going to bring before you is something Vedic, which is common to both Arya and Dravida. Okay, and it is nothing to do with geographical territory, which has been so clearly clearly put up by Manu. In this talk, I would like to bring before you another aspect that Manu has to be seen in a different prism, with a different lens than he has been perceived. He has been wrongly taken, wrongly understood, and a few sentences in the book cannot be taken.
राजीव कुमार राव, आप कृपया माइक अपना ऑफ कर लें. धन्यवाद.
So Manu has been wrong, perceived wrongly, interpreted wrongly. It is another imposition from the imperial Europeans, and Manu never talks about and Dravida Avarta. There is no Dravida Avarta used there. There is no such thing as Dravida Avarta. Manu does not talk about Arya Dravida as two things making one country. So instead of taking the word Arya from Manusmriti and aligning with the word Dravida, designed to show a decisive character of the people of this country. I would like to offer an alternative which to me is a sustainable and explanation to be juxtaposed with Dravida, and that has cultural and textual references. Before I come, I want to dispel certain misunderstanding which has been the reason for not understanding so well spoken by Buddha, so well brought out by Mahavira, so well spoken by Swami Vivekananda, and all the people coming down. Indian civilization is a living civilization. Culture is a living culture. It has been coming down in that stream of of cultural stream, which is like Ganges. So I would like to say that the whole Arya Dravida division is a myth, and therefore the term which is historically coined juxtaposing Dravida is not Arya. Professor Das and Professor Susanti, all the others, I wanted to say here that word juxtaposing Arya is not Dravida, it is Gauda. I'll take a minute of your time to highlight this aspect before I go to Pancamahayajna and show that how the universal humanism is spoken in India and how the whole concept of humanism has been distorted. The face of humanism is distorted by giving a wrong interpretations to it by many attempting the integral humanism, this humanism, Western humanism, all humanism, Christian humanism, nothing. There is only one humanism, like human body is one, human consciousness is one, there is one. That is what I would like to say. I'm just giving an example from the other side, showing how the distortions have been made in the history, the cultural, philosophical history of the world to bring divisive, to inject divisive attitude into the people. So the term, as I told you, which is juxtaposed this Dravida is Gauda. I will take 1 minute of your time putting Talhana. Talhana talks about Pancha Gauda and Pancha Dravida. Swamiji, how much time I have? Swamiji, how much time I have? Swamiji, how much time I have?
Yeah, you have time. Kindly continue, no problem.
Okay.
So speakers, no problem.
So I'll take one, because I started a little late, so I'll take a little more time.
Yeah, no problem. It's no problem.
So Talhana,
जी मेरा नमस्कार स्वीकार करें स्वामी जी। विलम्ब से आप ज्वाइन किए हैं।
Professor Sinha, I was waiting for you.
Yes.
Namaste.
Because it is a very cloudy weather.
Namaste.
But I will be remaining up to 6.
How are you? I think you are very okay. So
okay. जी.
So what I was telling so far is Aristotle that man is a rational animal, denying rationality to all other animals, other than like all other things other than animals. And then I brought the Descartes' idea of animal, Descartes' philosophical treatment of animal, that man is the master of the nature and animals are just machines. So that is what I brought. Then I am bringing how the divisive history has been injected into India in the name of Gauda and Dravida, and that how Manu needs to be looked at in a different manner than he has been understood, explained, given. It is to rule a land which has several types of modes of living, modes of practices. That has not been. It has been all uniform. Like it has put in a uniform manner by simply not understanding the different modes of living, different cultural ethos of this country. Therefore, I am just bringing this Arya and Dravida. Kalhana says that it is Pancha Gauda and Pancha Dravida. The term for the juxtaposing Dravida is not Gauda, it is only, it is not Arya, it is Dravida. So this is the Gauda. All North Indian states are called as Gauda and all South Indian states are called as Dravida. I'll come why it was said like that before I go to the universal humanism as it is enunciated by Manu. In analyzing further these two terms, I would like to present before you the derivations of the terms Gauda and Dravida. The word Gauda is derived from the term Guda. Good means jaggery, molasses, and the states are called as Gauda where there is a prevalent custom of using jaggery more in the preparation of their food items. It is a culinary practice that divides the country. You know, if India has to be seen through a microscopic lens, you will find expertise in different food traditions in different parts of the country. So the Kalhana, text divides it saying that these are all the Gauda because the food is used in these places. And now I come to word Dravida, and in my search to derive this word, times I find similarity with the word Tintrida, which means tamarind. इमली है ना हिंदी में समझिए tamarind. And 5 South Indian states are known for their uniform usage of tamarind in their culinary practices. Let me explain the word Dravida. And this is so etymologically it is related to the word Tamil, and it is Tamil, Tamid, and all that. Okay, and this word is used by many times. Shankara uses it as Dravida Sishu, and Sureshwara, like Mandana uses it from Mithila, saying that I have two teachers, one is a Gauda Padacharya and another is Dravida Acharya. So these words are not used in the sense it is used today with the political divisive with the characteristics. So no, not Arya but Gauda Dravida. This is what I wanted to tell you. So this book is my submission to obtain freedom from publicized falsity as a facet of new humanism, which is intentionally carried out without any historical foundation. The launching of such a myth distant in India, South Indians from North Indian, and launching of a wrong notion against Manu, again divided all of us in between. Arya. So I don't want to get into that. I want to go to this is what is the problematic that I want to do. So invoking a religious humanism. So with the success of European imposition and wrong interpretation, the imperialistic agenda of dividing the country has brought the division in the religions by analyzing each religion as distinct and separate from one another, having no common roots and people belonging to different philosophical schools, or whose tenets were different from that of others. Here, I would like to say that we don't have religions as they have religions. Our so-called religions are only the ways of life, are not only the ways of life but also the views of life. The religions we practice and understood in India are the citadels of philosophical thinking and both theory and practice, unlike the West, where the theory and practice do not go together. The Indian philosophers, which included religions, have their roots in the Vedas, and by acceptance and rejection of the rejection of the latter. Okay, acceptance and rejection. See, I'm very carefully using Vedas are the foundations, fountains, but the fountain has not been accepted by everybody. Opposing the Vedas, there have been many philosophical schools that have come, so-called unorthodox schools. I won't say Nastika schools. Strong word. Buddha was Samya Vedic, Mahavira was Samya Vedic, And if we don't find the sources of from the Vedas, there is like certain things from the Vedas are being opposed by these two, including others also. So I would not like to put them in Nastika basket, but go to read Buddhism as and not go to read Buddhism as absolutely different from Sanatana Vedic mode of thinking and living. So with this, I would like to tell you that Buddha was not a Buddhist and his attempt was to please. That is why I am telling Buddha, Mahavira, Manu, all others, starting from the beginning till date, Vivekananda, say about 100 years back, 8 years, and till today, we have same practice coming down, and you can see that. I need to give another lecture, Professor Sinha,
Yes.
to say how Buddha was a Vedic person. He was practicing Chaturmasya. He was
thank you.
Yeah, pardon?
Yeah.
So Buddhist, and here my submission is that Buddha is a product of the Sanatanic Vedic humanistic ethos of religiosity, and was armed with a vision to change and purify the tradition, to humanize the society from certain influences which he thought worthy of addressing. Shankara, while trying to do away with Buddha, has taken the model of putting forth his own model of Vedic religiosity, which the Buddha resented, opposed. So the way of life with view of life is my last part of my talk, which I will be presenting before you. In some way, we find in our tradition, each one of them are trying to humanize the tradition in different ways with the acceptance and rejection of the Vedas, which I am coming to in a short while from now. Shankara showed that there is a time when the Vedas themselves cease to be. This is one of the major contributions of the Vedic tradition, that it is not book centric, it is practice centric. Buddha, I don't have time to bring Manu in a very deeper, in a very elaborate way. So, but every saint, every sage comes with his own way of when model of religiosity for the time in which he comes. Everybody tries to renew himself within, and putting this Pancamahayajna at the fore, basic to our thinking and understanding. These are all foundational, I am telling you, these are all foundational ethos on which the whole humanism is based. Whole Indian humanism is based, spoken in the Vedas, but practiced all along by all the masters, all the thinkers, all the philosophers, and like without any exception. So invoking unity as the ideal of universal humanism, this discord that was injected into our social psyche by European historians and tradition has created many distortion, and we have lost sight of the source that has been branched off in many markers to be adopted by people as per their requirement as well as temperament. Hence, I would like to call upon the ideal of unity in thinking than the differences which has weakened Indians and our cultural ethos, of which humanism, universal humanism plays a vital role. So this is my submission to this in this lecture, that it is a new humanism, it is a universal humanism. Everybody talks, and which every thinking person in India talks, which has its origin sources in the Vedas. So Rishi-centrism also as a model of inclusivism. Therefore, I would like to say that in order to do away with this of lopsided thinking, in keeping with the ideas launched by the makers of our civilization, society, starting from the Vedas in a major tradition, in a major sense. Our tradition is rishi-centric. Our Vidya is not, it is not Hindu Dharma, it is Arsa Vidya, it is Arsa Parampara. It is a Rishi, but which Rishi? Who can see truth, who can understand truth, who can feel truth, and who has the capability to disseminate, preach, propagate the truth for the future of the humankind. So this is the Arsa Parampara, and which gets its genesis in the seers, rishis, going back to at least 5,000 years of known history. So new era, looking back to Manu, that is what I wanted to bring you. I don't want to go to what Sir William Jones did. You know, I don't want to get into that. But I wanted to tell you, the whole message was to make us feel that the whole idea is to make one society, one humanism, that which has been spoken in by Manu. And I started my today's presentation with an autobiographical note that I when I visited, I wanted to tell you that when I visited manuscript collections in different parts of the country, I wanted to start my talk with an autobiographical note. I went to many places, starting from Srinagar University Library, Patna Library, Darbhanga, Calcutta, many places. And I must tell this august assembly, I never stayed in a hotel. I stayed as an atithi in most of the places and in dharmasalas, in the rest of the places where I could not find a host for myself. This aspect of life is almost getting erased out of the public memory. We are not having that type of attitude now to treat another person as our atithi, as our guest. That is no more there. In order to provide a recipe for universal humanism, a wholesome life, and a unparalleled model of Eastern humanism, Manu speaks of 5 yajnas, not sacrifices, which are obligatory duties of the people irrespective of who they are, so that a good tradition of living as human beings is modeled. In my reading of the text, I find Manu talks of a holistic life in his emphasis on Pancamahayajnas, and this is my submission for the new era, which is so clearly spoken of by Manu. And let us look at Manu with the sympathetic vision, and while we should not sidestep the wrongs that he has mentioned, we should also not neglect the real humanism which he prescribes on the basis of Vedic morality. And if that is so, it would be like throwing the child along with the bath water. You know, nowadays how do we look at Manu? And that is to me it is a wrong thing, because one of the major contributions of India as far as humanism is concerned is its care and consideration for the other, which is so vividly presented in this ideal of Pancamahayajna, that is a panacea for holistic life. Deva Yajna is for geosphere. We are talking about geosphere today. You see the nature, what has happened. I was just talking about the way Descartes' dualism presented the animal kingdom, keeping man as the master, and he can treat others as he likes. So the Manu talks about Pancamahayajna, Deva Yajna for the geosphere, the nature that consists of what? Earth is a god, air is a god, fire is a god, water is a god, ether is a god. Friends, Swamiji, I wanted to tell you The way the man is developing in the name of science, in the name of development, I don't think the earth has, the humankind has a future worth the name. I tell you, 200 years from today, there will be no mountains left because all the stones of the mountains will be used as in the houses. There will be no river left, sand will not be there. I don't know how. So the geosphere, Devayajna, first thing I would like to tell you about Devayajna, the way, because of not looking at the Devayajna, not worshipping the nature. Deva means, in other words, these are all Devas, earth, air, fire, water and ether. Everything is contaminated by the wrong thinking, wrong doing of the man. First yajna, we have to think. I don't think we can do anything about it, but this idea must be preached and propagated, put in the minds of everybody, that we cannot treat the earth the way we are treating, air the way we are treating, fire the way we are treating, water the way we are treating, ether the way we are. This is the first thing I wanted to tell you. Pitru Yajna, or portraying gratefulness to the forefathers, our parents, and imbibing spirit of Shraddha in the offspring. You see, now this is a new thing that has happened in last 200 years, that the old age homes have come up everywhere in the world. Why? The children has no time for the parents. The parents have no time for the children. See, this is another yajna. Yajna is best, on the ideal of, respecting your parents, forefathers, as well as your children. See, Professor Das, I wanted to tell you, in his Purva Paksha, in his not desiring to fight against the Kauravas, he says, Arjuna says, Krishna, you are telling me something by which this particular ideal will be lost. Whom? Like, if everybody is killed, Lupta Pindodaka Kriyaha, he says. You see, there will be no Pinda Kriya, nobody will do Shraddha, everybody is dead. Nobody will do Pinda. Pinda means Shraddha, Udaka means Tarpana. There will be no Shraddha, no Tarpana. Krishna, you want me to do something, kill everybody? Who will do? Like this, these are the things which sustain the humankind. How can I kill my children, my parents, everybody? The Pinda Kriya is gone. Udaka Kriya is gone. Friends, I want to say, they might not be very pertinent today, but the ideal has a lot of things to teach us. That respect your parents. Respect your children. That is going away from the human mind. Second thing. So this is the second thing, that Shraddha, Bhuta Yajna, for the protection of the biosphere. You see? Take care of the animals. Are we doing that? I just told you about what Descartes told. Just one piece, there are so many things I don't want to think. I just told you what Aristotle thought about man. It was great. Rationality. I tell you, the Rana Pratap's horse Chetak was very rational than the people who perpetrated 9 and 11 and 26 and 11. But he wanted to save his master. I want to tell many stories, I don't have time today, but we are disrespecting what Pancamahayajna includes, that protection of the biosphere. Give food to the crows. The few days back I was giving a lecture that, because of putting DDT in a particular country, all the mosquitoes are killed. Because the mosquitoes are killed and they were eaten by this, what is that, house flies and others. they were killed. The rats ate them. The rats were
Lizards,
killed.
lizards.
And sorry, lizards. That's very good. Lizards, rats. And when large amounts of rats were killed, the plague came out of the broke out, and large number of people were killed. A large rats were killed by the cats, and cats were killed. See how it is all destroyed by wrong perception, wrong action. Biosphere, protection of biosphere is required. Tigers are no more there. Forest is not there. Are you seeing? One thing related to another thing. Forests are not there. Now man is there will be no stone, there will be nothing. Everything is in a human being is the worst animal under the earth. Just because we have not practiced. These are not Indian. These are universal things to be practiced. Biosphere, give food to, sometimes I have seen in our places, the rich people have their big, house, big rooms where they keep this paddy. And below the paddy, that place, that room, there will be snakes also, and they will be giving some milk for the snakes to drink. That type of thing we have seen. So the whole biosphere is getting depleted because of this misunderstanding that we like. And I don't want to tell you about that. Bhuta Yajna, Kakavali, he put the cows, he put every flora, sorry, animals who are around you. The fifth Yajna is Manusya Yajna, otherwise known as Atithi Yajna. I have seen in my village, many people, rich people will have certain mandapas in front of their house, and the man will eat after he gives food to somebody. Nobody should go without food. Today we don't trust anybody. Our houses, even if there is no place to rest, no respect for another. What happens? We don't respect another person, and they also don't respect us. Absolute mistrust is in the atmosphere in which we are living. Bhuta Yajna, worship of the biosphere, and last Brahma Yajna, the knowledge sphere, perpetuating the tradition of thinking. Teachers reading books and teachers, they go together. So Brahma Yajna, all these things can be developed only when you know to be unselfish, altruistic. Daridra Narayan ke baare mein jo bola tha na. So I don't want to go into that. Time is up, Swamiji. So perpetuating the tradition of thinking, to school the man to be human, lies only in this Pancamahayajna. Or sometimes now, Professor Das, I am working on this Pancamahayajna, collecting a lot of data as to how this has not been properly viewed, and it has been viewed as something Brahminical, Manu says, Veda says. So the whole Vedic idea is to infuse the real humanism, the universal humanism, to make the man realize that he is not a separate entity, isolated creature, and an isolated unit, but is a part of the whole, which to me is the heart of universal humanism spoken in the Vedas, the most ancient literature available to the mankind. I quote Manu before I end. Swamiji, Adhyapanam Brahmayajna Pitruyajna Sutarpanam Homo Daiva Balir Bhuti Nrijajno Atithi Pujanam. To me, humanism is one, and in a real sense, there cannot be Eastern humanism different from that of East to Western. Here in India, in and through so many paths, Dharma has ruled the root of this civilization, and based on this basic concern for the other. See, 5 yajnas, only you arm yourself in Brahma Yajna. Shed your selfishness, become altruistic, expand your vision. That is what education is supposed to be doing, Vivekananda said. Here in India, in and through so many paths, Dharma has ruled the roost of this civilization, and it based on this basic concern for the other. We have to only find out the ways of appropriating the good ideas of the past, ideals of the path, which is based on with the value that man should not live in the world of Anrita and strive to realize Rita. This is what I wanted to say in the beginning. This Rita and Anrita, Anrita, that which sustains, the sustainability has to be understood, practiced. That is based on this Pancamahayajna. If Rita has to be practiced, that is the way. Pancamahayajna is the way. And the first, I don't have time to speak. I want to start with Rita and Satya, but and Anrita. So the first step to realization, to this realization, is practicing Dharma based on the ideal that one should not do anything to the other that does not want to be done to him. I wanted to complete my talk that what is Dharma? Why Pancamahayajna? Pancamahayajna is based on this ideal that I should not do anything to the other which other does not want to do. I don't want to be done by the other. Okay, so Atmanah Pratikulani, Professor Das, Paresham Nasamacharet, Pakshami Dharma Sarvashvam. Very simple verse spoken in Panchatantra. What is Dharma? Shastreshu yat samuditam, samiritam, spoken in all Shastras. This is what Atmanah Pratikulani, Paresham Samachare. I want to be given some place of rest when I want, and therefore I should give some place of rest. I want to be taken care of by my children, therefore I must take care of I must take care of my parents. They will see I should be model. This modeling is going out of the mind of the society. So the whole Vedic exercise is to infuse the real humanism in man, to make him realize this thing. So this ideal of modeling himself, and therefore the whole, as I told you, Pancamahayajna is based on the understanding of one's own self, which is not something one should do for moksha, or it is not something for liberating himself, but living a nice life. These are all, nitya karmas. Pancamahayajna is a part of comes for a grihastha. And one of my students, Professor Das, I wanted to tell you, he told me a very nice thing in Nalanda, where I am here now. He told, sir, earlier sannyas ashram went away because people did not take to sannyas ashram, they stayed in the house. And Vanaprastha ashram was gone long ago. Because we don't go away. This has been there in many literature, including Odia. Patri nivesya, putra nivasi, patri nivasi, putra pase, athava chaliva sannyasi. There is a statement there, I am quoting Oriya. So, he says that by putting your wife in the custody of your son, go for Vanaprastha. That type of Vanaprastha ashram was gone, and two ashramas were there, Brahmacharya and Garahastya. And now Brahmacharya ashrama is like nobody goes to study by going to Gurukula. That also is gone. Only ashrama which was remaining is Grihastha ashrama. And you see the Grihastha ashrama today, what is happening to the youngsters? What is the concept of marriage? So they live as husband and wife. Less said better. Why? Because of non-understanding and non-performance of Pancamahayajna by the elders. And this has to be injected into the society. A lot should be written and spoken about this. I wanted to tell all of you so that the humankind gets a direction for the future. Sustaining the world and sustaining our own self, living a meaningful life. With this, I thank Swamiji again for this opportunity and namaste to Allah. Namaste.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So nice of you. Look, sir. He is here, I think. Has he left the meeting? Okay. So, sir, it's a very nice talk you have given, and as far as I understand, your talk has many new things. Not this Pancamahayajna, which you said as an obligatory for all Hindus, and it has been said by Manu. Besides these things, you also said about Aryans and Dravids, that there was no difference, and you gave a new meaning that's quite good and quite interesting. That Dravid, Shankaracharya has quoted at many places Dravid, and which you relate to some Tamil word, and tamarind also. And in the same way, you said God. One word is Dravid and another word you said God. Dravid belongs to southern part of their food and habitat, and Gud belong to the northern part. So this was the way you explained that there is no difference between Aryans and non-Aryans. So this is one way. So this is quite interesting. Which you explained, and you gave so many examples of it. And besides this, you also spoke about these yajnas, that these are very obligatory, and you quoted Arjuna that it will look the Pindodaka Kriya, etc. And then you gave its meaning in a different sense, in a new sense, and you meant to say by yajna, you meant to say how to lead a holistic life. So this Pancamahayajna takes us to a holistic life. It gives birth to a holistic society in which not only men but animals and plants and other natural resources are also safe. So that was a very good idea. I would request many of our listeners, our audience, our professors to react on talk, whatever you have said. They may speak whatever they feel, to interact, to speak. So I request all of you to kindly interact with the talk of Professor Mishra. We have among us Professor Ramesh Chandra Sinha, the chairman of ICPR, late, and now he had joined after a long time. That is, he is still in foreign countries, and he had joined so early in the morning. So I thank him very much.
Oh, thank you so much. Last time, yes, thank you very much. Congratulations.
We are waiting for your arrival here.
Sir.
Yes,
Sir, you have lived a long time. Please come back. Come back.
Yeah, I will be in Patna on 9th September.
Sir, we have among us Professor Ganesh Prasad Das.
Professor Das, please speak something.
We would like to hear something from. Yes, sir, please. Professor Ganesh Prasad Das, kindly speak something. Sir.
Thank you, Swamiji. Namaste. I have 2-3 things to say. First of all, I beg to disagree with Professor Mishra that there is no difference between Western brand of humanism and Indian brand of humanism. Western brand of humanism is very limited. It is constricted.
I agree.
But Indian brand of humanism is universal. Western brand might be advanced as she, but the Indian brand is more than that.
Great. Agreed.
Thank you very
Agree.
much. Thank you.
Yeah. So nice.
I also.
Then another point is there about these 5 yajnas which Manu speaks. Bhagavad Gita transcends all these. All these have been transcended into one category, that is Jnana Yajna. In other words, in Manu's category, we can say that it is only Brahma Yajna and Brahma Yajna alone. All yajnas are subsumed under this. Professor Mishra was referring to Lupta Pindadoka Kriya. That Arjuna said in ignorance. It has been corrected by Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad
Gita. No, yeah, okay.
Then that is one point to get clarified. What is the difference between Yajna and Mahayajna? That is one thing I want to know. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, Professor, very many thanks to you. I agree with your first point that Indians never looked at the humanism in the way the West looked at. Western humanism was based on this dichotomy, dualism, and the like. But I wanted to tell you that not all Western humanism was based on this. If you see people like Pseudo-Dionysius or Thomas Aquinas, their ideas were sometimes like something like Indian humanism, which was not projected. They were, they become very marginalized in due course of time. That is number one. But that was a very, I agree with you, fully agree. That this is what is the, I am talking about universal humanism. This is how universal is. How? See, they always ask, how is it those days Indian, families, how the Indian families last and Western families do not last. Married life also last, and Western married life are all in the, like they break so quickly. I always told them that we give more than we take. And how does this giving more comes? It is because of this Pancamahayajna ingrained in our psyche. Now it is going out. Now going off. Give more than you take. Live for others. The husband lives for the family. Wife lives for the family. Not as it is today. You made tea yesterday and today you did not make. Therefore, let us go for a divorce tomorrow. That was not the thing. They like to give. That is wrong. Anyway, that is number one. That is, I have no problem with that. Western and Eastern humanism we can talk, but we always, the Pancamahayajna is based on ideal of universal humanism. Now, coming to the question of Arjuna. Yes, Arjuna was talking it as a Purva Paksha. Arjuna was talking it as a from out of his ignorance. But his ignorance is so profound. That is what I wanted to say. Ignorance is so profound, and what the knowledge would be. Something greater than it. He's telling, he's putting up a question. Krishna, what are you talking that, secretly the seeming violence, the Krishna's argument would be different. We would be talking about Jnana Yajna, but here the Yajna is based on the activities that Grihastha has to do. This is Nitya Karma.
Thank you.
Professor, this is Nitya Karma. Nitya Karma means you have to do it. And see, reading the Veda is a Nitya. Why reading the Veda? Why teacher? Because knowing expansion of the mind. If you don't do that, you will not be better than any animal. Your instinct cannot be properly, but it is directed. So that is why Arjuna's Purva Paksha, ignorance is so profound. But to talk about Krishna's Jnana, so that is one thing. That is why I brought this here, that Lupta Pindodaka Kriya. What I wanted to tell you, this is the question. I in my recent talk on Ramayana, I was talking about how Rama he is not able to understand Sugree Vanaras and Rakshasas, which Manu talks about, and tries to do something that I was talking about. But then, what ideal society is what we want to develop, Indians have developed. How the ideal society? By humanism. By humanism, this is the humanism. Basis of humanism, a grahastha is supposed to do. Children cannot do, old people cannot do. Grahasthas, only the young people can do, and this is the way they should do. Respect everybody. Read, expand your mind, Brahma Yajna, then Rishi Yajna. Respect the elders, respect the parents, respect the earth, respect the geosphere, respect the animal kingdom, respect the human beings. There should be nobody who should go without food. Everybody must have food. Who goes, you call them, come, eat. Now, we don't look at other. There is a story. I don't want to take much of your time. A person went to the mullah's house, not praying the way he was praying. Then he told, you can go, he did not offer him food. And after that, God tells him that, Mullah, I have tolerated this man for so long, and you could not tolerate him for one evening. That is the message. This is an Islamic story. Essential. Islam is also something like any other. Will be based on this concept of giving. Last question: Yajna and Pancamahayajna. Mahayajna is spoken besides the Yajna, because Yajnas are not compulsory activities. Yajnas are, you want something, you want a putra, you have to do putrashti Yajna. It is not a Mahayajna. Mahayajna it is because it is obligatory. You have to necessarily do. That is why it is Mahayajna. I think I have answered your question.
Yeah, so nice. So nice.
Yeah.
Sir, such really the meaning you added to Maha Yajna, it is Sir, anyone would like to interact with?
Yeah. Hi. Hello,
Harsh.
Hello, sir.
Harsh has recently joined Vivekananda Study Circle. Harsh, please discuss. Please.
Namaste. So, sir, I have a difference on your schools of thought. First, at India, first pagan dharmas. We always believed in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, giving out to the world. Like if we talk about humanism, what humanism in India, like the whole world is our home, and we have to embrace it. Like, but what the West has been very much limited to community work. If you see so-called Jew community, so they want their community to grow first. Like they don't want to embrace the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, like sabka saath sabka vikas, like what is kind of this. My second question is like, one that Aryan and Dravid difference you explained very well. So actually, what you explained, many of us, newer generation, are not aware of, and this leads to a sense of false supremacy in there. Like the person from South will think, okay, no, I am superior than North, this North, and similarly in North. The people from North India, they also have a false supremacy that no, I am superior. So my question is like, if this question comes to like how next time, because I'm in a scenario where I have to explain this in a very simple term, who cannot go into this much of depth, and I have to explain how do I how do I
Mishra ji.
See, the first question is, second question was not clear. I could not hear your question properly, but first question is very important. It is only a community. Yes, it is a community. Yes, it is a community. Always it is a community which is taken care of the individual first, community next, And this, the ideals of a community can be spoken today. There is a community called Vishnuis in the Rajasthan, you know, but they have become the point of reference for everybody in the country. Why? Because they don't kill their animals around their place. You know, like there are many places in the country where there is a like a, that in the place I come from was full of tigers, you know. But now that for seeing a tiger you have to go to a zoo. But Vishnu is a community is protecting its flora and fauna. It would not allow anybody to come and kill their animals. It would not allow anybody to cut their trees. I wanted to tell you, Harish Kumarji, we all were tribals once upon a time. Buddha was a tribal. All the rishis were also tribals. Autonomous societies is a something which goes with the tribalism. We are all tribals once upon a time. Okay, but the community developed itself in such a way. It came out of that tribalism and becomes, if you at all you take civilization to be something contraposing tribalism, juxtaposing the tribalism, it became something to be emulated, and that is a society India has developed. That is a society Manu has developed. I wanted to tell you something. Manu is developing a community. Manusmriti is made for a community, adored, practiced by everybody, and everybody has practiced in due course. Everybody, see, whether you like it or not, in some way you like to do this Pancamahayajna. You like to read and expand your mind. You like to do something for your parents. You like to like another person. You take the guests. Sometimes you even evening drinking parties are nrijajna, but not the nrijajna for which it is meant. You bring somebody not known to feed him. You take care of the animals. Now you are doing by keeping dogs. So it is there in different form, but the ideal form is being spoken of in a community. So nothing wrong in developing such an ideal community which develops altruism by itself, which Vivekananda talks about. Vivekananda talks about it. I am happy that you have joined this. It will give you opportunity to expand your thinking, and you will see how Vivekananda is bringing back the Vedas.
हर्ष जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद सर।
और आप लोगों में और भी कोई प्रोफेसर सुशांत जी, आप कुछ बोला ना? सुशांत जी हैं क्या? सुशांत जी या प्रोफेसर राजेश जी? सुशांत जी
जी
हाँ, तो पहले सुशांत जी आप पहले बोलिए, फिर उसके बाद राजेश जी से। दर्शन शास्त्र के हाँ, अभी सुशांत जी जमशेदपुर में ज्वाइन किए हुए हैं।
अच्छा।
तो अभी क्या कहता है, उनका फीस्ट बाकी है, यज्ञ होना बाकी है उनका। हम लोग यज्ञ लेंगे ना।
ज्ञान यज्ञ।
अच्छा, ज्ञान यज्ञ तो ले रहे हैं, द्रव्य यज्ञ भी लेना है।
सुशांत जी को बहुत बहुत बधाई।
जी सर, मैं अभी इस विषय पर कुछ विशेष बोलने के लिए मैं सोचा नहीं हूँ सर, मैं सिर्फ सुन रहा। ठीक है,
कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, अच्छी बात। अब विश्वविद्यालय दर्शन शास्त्र में राजेश बाबू
प्रणाम प्रणाम।
हाँ प्रणाम
प्रणाम राजेश जी।
सर, आपने बहुत ही अच्छे ढंग से पंच महायज्ञ किस प्रकार एक होलिस्टिक लाइफ का आधार बनता है, इसको आपने रखा। और एक दो प्रश्न हमारे मन में उठ रहे थे। पहला तो ये कि जैसे आपने कहा कि ह्यूमनिज्म रैशनैलिटी के आधार पर ह्यूमन बीइंग्स और एनिमल बीइंग्स को अलग करता है। ये बात ठीक है कि कुछ मात्रा में रैशनैलिटी एनिमल्स में भी पाए जाते हैं, लेकिन हमें जो लगता है कि जो ह्यूमनिज्म का जो डिजायर्ड अमाउंट ऑफ रैशनैलिटी होना चाहिए फॉर डूइंग व्हाट वी आर डूइंग प्रेजेंटली, वो एनिमल्स में नहीं है, इसलिए वो इस आधार पर डिफरेंशिएट करते हैं। दूसरी बात कि आपने जो अपने विषय बहुत अच्छा है, ये जो ह्यूमनिज्म के अम्ब्रेला के अंतर्गत रखा, वो थोड़ा हमको समझ में नहीं आ रहा था। कारण ये कि ह्यूमनिज्म कोई थ्योरी या वे ऑफ लाइफ नहीं देता है। वेस्ट में जो ह्यूमनिज्म का डेवलपमेंट हुआ, इट वाज ए रिवोल्ट, एक रिवोल्ट था पैन साइंटिज्म के अगेंस्ट में। और जो इविल्स ऑफ पैन रिलीजियस थ्योरीज था, उसके खिलाफ। ह्यूमनिज्म का जहाँ तक हमको याद पड़ता है, जो डेफिनेशन है वह यह है कि यह 3 मान्यताओं पर आधारित है। एक तो मैन इज ऑन हिमसेल्फ, यानी मैन इज द सेंटर,
Man is the measure of all the things. Yes.
दूसरा दिस लाइफ इज ऑल। दिस लाइफ इज ऑल कहने का मतलब है कि भाई किसी दूसरे लोक या जीवन के आधार पर कि आकाश में 72 हूर मिलेगा, इस आधार पर आप इस जीवन के मूल्यों को निर्धारित नहीं कर सकते। एंड ए रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फॉर one's own life and the life for all, क्योंकि मैंने आदमी जो है वह अपने जीवन के लिए और अपने समाज के जीवन के लिए खुद जिम्मेदार है। ये एक सेंट्रल पॉइंट ह्यूमनिज्म में बना था सिर्फ इसलिए कि उस समय एक तो मनुष्य के तमाम पोटेंशियलिटीज़ की व्याख्या, जो नया नया विज्ञान का उदय हुआ था, तो विज्ञान के आधार पर किया जाने लगा था, जिसके चलते कि एक काफ़ी नुकसान हो रहा था ह्यूमन पोटेंशियलिटीज़ और उसके संभावनाओं के संदर्भ में। दूसरी बात कि धर्म भी कुछ इतना डॉगमेटिक हो गया था उस समय कि बहुत सारे इविल्स आ गए थे और आदमी का कल्याण होने के बजाय नुकसान हो रहा था धर्म के बहुत सब चीज़ों के चलते। तो इस कारण से ह्यूमनिज्म एक मूवमेंट के रूप में चला कि इन दोनों से बच करके और जरा सा काट छांट करके हमको देखना है कि मनुष्य, लेकिन कभी भी ह्यूमनिज्म ने ऐसा कोई वेद के तरह वे ऑफ लाइफ नहीं दिया, कोई ऐसा थ्योरी नहीं दिया कि इस तरीके से आप जीवन जिए तो ये एक अधिक होलिस्टिक लाइफ होगा और ह्यूमन वेलफेयर होगा। तो यही इसलिए दोनों को मिलाने में हमको लगा कि
इसमें राजेश जी के प्रश्नों के साथ मैं भी ऐड करना चाहूँगा, और विशेषकर राधा कृष्णन को कोट कर। राधा कृष्णन ने आइडियलिस्ट व्यू ऑफ लाइफ में एक सेक्शन दिया है कि कैन ह्यूमनिज्म बी सब्स्टिट्यूट फॉर रिलीजन, दैट इज ए नोट ऑफ इंट्रोगेशन। कैन ह्यूमनिज्म बी सब्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ रिलीजन। तो वो चूँकि धर्मों में जो विकृतियाँ आई तो उसके अगेंस्ट में ह्यूमनिज्म उभरा, लेकिन भारतीय दार्शनिक राधा कृष्णन, उनका एक प्रश्न है कि क्या मानवतावाद को हम धर्म से स्थापना कर सकते हैं। और मान्यवर प्रोफेसर मुजाफर मिश्र जी जिस पॉइंट को एम्फसाइज कर रहे हैं, क्या इस प्रश्न के आलोक में कुछ कहा जा सकता है? जी।
Yeah, Professor, very nice question. I was thinking that somebody कोई किसी ने इसे वाला ये दोनों प्रश्न जो आपने उठाया ना बहुत गंभीर ये प्रश्न है। बहुत बहुत आपको शुक्रिया, धन्यवाद। और ये पहला वाला क्वेश्चन का ये बताता हूँ, 1 मिनट लेता हूँ प्रोफेसर सिन्हा स्वामी जी ऑल्सो। लाइक मैंने जब बोला कि मैन इज ए सॉरी अरिस्टोटल का डिफिनेशन बोला कि मैन इज ए रैशनल एनिमल, the undertone of this should not be that non-humans are not rational. You see, and in the context of humanism, when you look at this, I understand that the animals are not that rational like human beings. For this, we don't have to make a lot of research about that. They are what the sustaining of the mankind. One of my friend, Professor Rajesh Singh, one of my friend, he is a friend of Dr. Sinha also. Asghar Ali engineer. He was a Muslim, Bohra Muslim he was. He passed away recently, and he was not very old, but he passed away. But he was telling 10 times of the population of the Muslims are killed by Muslims themselves. The war started day one and till now it is continuing. What is the way of addressing this? You have rightly told that humanism has a different context, and bringing all these things like in the way humanism as a theory, as a practice has developed. And I must tell you, the whole humanism, the history of humanism is a history of mankind, history of philosophy also in the West. Till now, the postmodernism, which wants that the subaltern must come to the fore, is also humanism only. Okay, so I was telling that can we just say give that much amount of primacy to the man as far as humanism is concerned, and by giving that we have forgotten to learn from the nature, forgotten to learn from others. And how human they are, we do not. Like a dog dies if the master dies. A dog feels the pain when the master has some pain. Like there are many stories. I don't have much time to talk about. I am very fond of talking about this particular aspect. I am not taking that. That is the context through which I was talking. What Professor Sinha added, that can humanism be spoken in terms of religion? Can it be another religion? It should be a religion. Humanism should be a religion, and every humanism is based on this aspect of religion. What happened to the native Indians in Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, Upper Manhattan, should not be repeated in human history. What happened to many people killed, like we killed ourselves more than anybody, any species killed. Man, humanism is the thrust of human existence. In that sense, I was talking. The second question is also very important. That you brought. What is the second question, Professor Rakesh? What are
Rajesh.
Rajesh.
What is the second question?
ह्यूमनिज्म, हमने कहा कि ह्यूमनिज्म के अम्ब्रेला के तहत आपने जो चीजें रखी वो हमें नहीं जच रहा था.
That is what. So the first is rationality and second is humanism. So that is what. This is what I put the rationality and this in this on this umbrella, because this is a new way of looking at humanism, and I wanted to tell you all the development of this human history, religion, philosophy, starting from Socrates to the Habermas or whatever in the West that has happened, is nothing but a discourse on humanism in different way. I'm not talking about that humanism which was based on the human rights discourse. Little expanding on that. And the rationality, I'm also not talking about the human rationality, only expanding on that. And I wanted to say that the man who perpetrated 9/11 and 26/11 was he rational? Was there any trace of rationality? There was a rationality, human, justification through words, justification through some other things. Is it based on rationality? Can human rationality be extended to that better than the Chetak of Rana Pratap or anybody, anything to that matter? That was my submission. Thank you for your questions.
सर इसमें एक बात और भी है सर, मैं जोड़ना चाह रहा था कि यदि यज्ञ को हम लोग यूनिवर्सल ह्यूमैनिटी से अलग करना चाहें, सपोज वी वांट टू डिफाइन यज्ञ एज डिस्टिंक्ट फ्रॉम यूनिवर्सल ह्यूमैनिटी, हाउ विल वी डिस्टिंग्विश? क्योंकि सर आपने यज्ञ को बहुत ही की परिभाषा को आपने बहुत ही अति विस्तृत कर दिया है, यज्ञ की परिभाषा बहुत ही विस्तार हो गया है, तो सर उसको कैसे हम लोग समझ सकते हैं?
Like स्वामी जी,
जी
we cannot.
बहुत सारे लोग यज्ञ नहीं करते हैं,
Yes.
वो आपके ह्यूमनिस्टिक फ्रेमवर्क में कैसे आएंगे?
हाँ,
the entire humanity, if you talk about universal
हाँ,
humanism, the entire humanity is not committed to yajna.
तो वही बात है.
How they come under them?
Yes, they are not committed to yajna, what Professor told, and we are going further away from it, which is not healthy for the human existence. That is what Swami ji will tell you. There will be no mountain left the way we are looking at the course of our development. We have defined development. There will be no water left the way we have looked at our.
Really, sir, you have said these things. Yes, sir.
If you go to China, you will see the river waters are all yellow. You know, the raw material of the country is depleting day by day. I don't know how long it will sustain in the name of being the superpower or rich country. Richness is the richness of sustenance.
सर तो आप तो होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट की बात आप कह सकते हैं.
Ecological problem can be addressed if only the Pancamahayajnas are understood and practiced.
सर मेरा प्रश्न इसी से रिलेटेड है सर मिश्रा जी, जो आप यज्ञ को इतना की परिभाषा को इतना अधिक विस्तृत कर देते हैं, जो इट बिकम्स यूनिवर्सल ह्यूमैनिटी, यूनिवर्सल ह्यूमनिज्म. यदि ये हो जाए तो फिर क्या सभी लोग इसे स्वीकार कर सकेंगे? बिकॉज वी हैव कंट्रीज, we have our culture, we have traditions.
Very good question, wonderful question, Swamiji. As I told you, Swamiji, the liberation is not Vedantic or spoken in the rishis and the any person of intelligence or wisdom. Liberation is human right. Swamiji, eating is also an action of liberating ourselves from hunger. Drinking is also getting liberated from thirst. So the liberation is a concept with which we are living and meaningfully living from our birth to death. Every minute we want to get liberated. And now Vedanta or Indian philosophy or some Western philosophers in their own way, they come with different varieties of liberation which may differ from place to place, but liberation is something unique and common to all the humans. Similarly, Swamiji, I wanted to tell, we have to respect our human beings for being respected by other human beings. So today, how many worlds within one world? How many worlds, Swamiji? So many worlds, first world, second world, third world, fourth world. Pakistan is different from India. Why? It is all based on this understanding and division. We have not started liking our people. Love for human beings is in Rijagya, Atiti Yagya. Love for the biosphere is Deva Yagya. Love for expanding my knowledge is Brahma Yagya. Love for my parents is Pitru Yagya. Whichever way I do. But everybody does it without knowing that he is doing Pancamahayajna. Everybody wants to do it, whether we do it or not. Some time in our life, everybody
दृष्टिकोण से रह रहे हैं. सर
इट इज यूनिवर्सल फेनोमेनन।
सर हम लोगों के बीच में अरुणेंद्र राय, सर अरुणेंद्र राय IITN है, अरुणेंद्र राय भी उन्होंने अपना हाथ रेस किया है।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद स्वामी जी। My question to sir is from practical point of view, and the philosophy you talked about is one institutional and one individual. So, and as you have mentioned about Manusmriti, and this whole topic is based on that only. So, as a student, if I approach Manusmriti, so the reviews which are there about it, they put the first hurdle. That there is specifically mentioned to put lead in ears of people who listen, who are belonging to some things. And I think as you have also visited all the places where you were mentioning their Manusmriti is there today. So there has been some additions to it. That is also there. Post Manu, there are additions and all those things are there. So from practical point of view, how should I get across these hurdles to, and even in the present context, people also have like very recently Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar talked about neo-humanism. So, so all these things are there. So how should I, the question is, how should I get across those hurdles? And is it even true about it? What I have heard.
Thank you, Arunendra ji. Mishra Sahab, kindly.
Yeah, Arunendra, I wanted to tell you something basic about Manusmriti. Who was Manu? And what is Manusmriti? If taking for granted that what he has told is true, taking for granted what he has told is like something to be discarded or accepted, now we have to understand who was Manu and what was Manusmriti made for. You know, one thing I wanted to tell you, Arunendra, is I have not seen such an accommodative literature like Manusmriti. And I also have not, I don't, for that I don't say that all that he has written that you have to put this thing into the years. I'm not agreeing with that. But I wanted to tell you, Manu is writing this text for his own people. And first of all, Manu was not a Brahmin. Manu was a king. You know, all along the whole misunderstanding starts with the Brahminism, and Manu is this thing. See, that is one like a misnomer, wrong conception, number one. Number two, he was writing for his own people, taking for granted that all these things are there. I wanted to tell you, is there any constitution in the world which is impeccably, like 100% justifiably right? Any constitution? Tell me, it cannot be. We always see, when you say, tell me reservation is right or wrong, I would say right as well as wrong. It is right because we want to promote those who are subaltern. It is right, very much I am for that. But it is wrong when the wrongly implemented, those who are really subalterns, really poor, they don't get any benefit. You know about that, I don't have.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मिश्रा साहब। समय काफ़ी हो चुका है और हम अपने आज के अध्यक्ष प्रोफेसर RC सिन्हा साहब जो अमेरिका से जुड़े हुए हैं, उनसे निवेदन करना चाहेंगे कि अध्यक्षीय भाषण प्रस्तुत किया जाए।
जी, सबसे पहले मैं आप सभी को नमस्कार निवेदित करना चाहूँगा और क्षमा प्रार्थी भी, क्योंकि कुछ विलंब से मैंने ज्वाइन किया। मौसम भी यहाँ थोड़ी ठंडक हो गई है, तो सुबह सुबह उठने में थोड़ा विलंब होने की संभावना रहती है। और पिछली बार मैं ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाया क्योंकि हमें खुद एक जगह लेक्चर देना था, तो यहाँ पे बहुत सारे डाइवर्सन्स हैं लेकिन फिर भी मैं रामकृष्ण आश्रम का जो स्टडी सर्किल है उसके लिए मेरी कटिबद्धता रही है, और मैं जरूर, और स्वामी जी ने कहा कि कुछ दिन गैप के बाद तो 1-2 सेशन हमने जरूर स्किप किया है, इसके लिए मैं खुद क्षमा प्रार्थी हूँ। जहाँ तक आज के व्याख्यान का संबंध है, naturally, if you understand it in the broader perspective, so Professor Godarish Mishra deserves congratulations, warm congratulations, क्योंकि पूरे विश्व में जो ये देखिए ये यज्ञ जो भारतवर्ष में जो यज्ञ की परंपरा है, I have not heard him since from beginning, so naturally I might have missed something. लेकिन जो उनका स्पिरिट है, तो ये हाँ, there may be some missing link in connecting yajna to universal humanism. There are connecting, there are some missing links. As a student of philosophy, we can question that what is this universal humanism, what are the components of universal humanism. But in the West also, in the entire world, people are very much worried about this land movement. पृथ्वी की पूजा ये अपने भारतवर्ष में एक यज्ञ के रूप में लिया, तो प्रकृति की पूजा एक यज्ञ है, और निश्चित ही इन फ्यूचर if man can survive, so naturally he has to save the land, he has to save the nature. और अपने यहाँ ये एक यज्ञ का जो प्रावधान है, वो बड़े ऋषियों का दिया हुआ ये प्रावधान, तो बहुत ही दूरदृष्टि पूरी मानवता के लिए, मानव कल्याण के लिए ये एक दृष्टि है। तो his spirit of his talk is praiseworthy, keeping in view the present scenario of the world, और इसलिए उन्होंने ह्यूमनिज्म की बात की, लेकिन वो philosophical problems are there, but I go with the spirit of the speaker. और यहाँ 1-2 और बातें, जैसे अभी हिंदुइज्म में, हिंदुइज्म अगर हम देखते हैं तो यज्ञ इज वन ऑफ द पिलर्स ऑफ हिंदू रिलीजन। हिंदू रिलीजन के साथ बिल्कुल जुड़ा हुआ है, और इफ वी जस्ट रिमूव द रिचुअल्स of the yajna, so Hinduism will certainly be losing, it will be just a corpus. हिंदू धर्म में अगर यज्ञ को या उसके रिचुअल्स को हटा देते हैं, तो वो एक बहुत हैप्पी एक्सप्रेशंस तो नहीं है, लेकिन एक लॉस के समान हो जाना कॉर्पस। तो यज्ञ इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, and rightly Professor Godarish Mishra has tried to put emphasis. अब यहाँ 1-2 बातें हैं कि उन्होंने कहा कि एनिमल में मैंने रैशनैलिटी की बात की, हम दूसरी तरह से रखते हैं, जैसे क्रिश्चियनिटी गिव्स emphasis on human beings, but Hinduism gives emphasis on living beings. Whether living beings have got rationality or not, but we love living beings. हम एनिमल क्रुएलिटी विशेषकर हिंदू धर्म में वर्जित है। कभी वेद में वैदिकी हिंसा न भवति ऐसा माना जाता रहा है, लेकिन वस्तुतः हिंदू धर्म की फिलॉसफी जो है वो ये है कि we do not only love human beings but we love living beings, whereas in Semitic religion, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, they give priority to human beings, and one can sacrifice animals क्योंकि उनकी प्रायोरिटी है वो प्रायोरिटी है कि एनिमल को, अगर हम मनुष्य को जीने के लिए एनिमल को के साथ एनिमल दे कंज्यूम टर्की बर्ड इन अमेरिका, दे कंज्यूम टर्की बर्ड, और अपने हिंदुस्तान में भी लोग खाते हैं डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बर्ड, लेकिन वो हिंदू फिलॉसफी या हिंदू धर्म के साथ मेल नहीं खाता। तो उसको रैशनैलिटी not in the sense of reasoning. If we interpret rationality not in the sense of reasoning, because animals may not have reasoning, but certainly एक rationality तो है, जैसे even dog without having reasoning has got rationality to discriminate between saint and criminal. तो उसकी वो रैशनैलिटी उसको इन ब्रॉडर सेंस आपने कहा तो माना जा सकता है, लेकिन रीजनिंग जो फैकल्टी ऑफ रीजनिंग है तो नेचुरली एनिमल में डॉक्टर राजेश जी ने क्वेश्चन किया है तो दैट इज़ डिबेटेबल। और अब यहाँ बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं कि अब ह्यूमनिज्म को अब जैसे हिंदू धर्म में है वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, इट इज एन आइडियल। यूनिवर्सल रिलीजन कैन बी एन आइडियल बट इट कैन नॉट बी वेरी मच प्रैक्टिकल बिकॉज वी डू नॉट हैव कंपोनेंट्स, क्योंकि कॉन्सेप्ट के रूप में भी अगर हम देखते हैं यूनिवर्सल रिलीजन, यूनिवर्सल ह्यूमनिज्म, सो फॉर द टाइम बीइंग आई कैन पुट universal humanism aside and talk about universal religion. Can universal religion be possible? ये प्रश्न उठता है। इससे वाइडर क्वेश्चन है, ग्रेटर क्वेश्चन है, कैन universal humanism be a possibility? Actually रिलीजन के लिए देखिए आज के वक्त में सिविलाइजेशन और सिविलाइजेशनल डिफरेंसेस को हम वाइप आउट नहीं कर सकते। आई एम बॉर्न एज ए हिंदू, आई एम ए हिंदू, और रिलीजन इज ए ग्रेट कंपोनेंट ऑफ सिविलाइजेशन, सो दैट्स वाई देयर इज ए कल्चरल डिफरेंसेज एंड सिविलाइजेशनल डिफरेंसेज। तो यहाँ हम देखते हैं कि आई एम बॉर्न एज ए हिंदू and I have got some Hindu rites and Hindu practices. In America, people are born as a Christian and they have got a different set of values. Except some eternal values, they have got different sets. Respect to elders and respect to animals. In Hinduism, we have imbibed it from we have carried it out from tradition, and we are traditionally committed to love for parents and love for animals. मिश्रा जी ने बहुत सारी बातें इस पर प्रकाश डाला है, लेकिन कल्चरली अमेरिका में देयर इज ए क्राइसिस। अगर जैसे अभी हम अक्षरधाम गए थे, तो अक्षरधाम के स्वामी जी मिलने के साथ ही वो उन्होंने कहा कि आप बड़े सौभाग्यवान हैं कि आपके बच्चे आपको अमेरिका में बुलाते भी हैं और सादर आपको रखते भी हैं, और मंदिर में सब लोग साथ गए थे तो आपके साथ इतना समय देते हैं। तो कहने का उन्होंने ऐसे ही लाइटर वे में कहा वहाँ के जो स्वामी जी हैं, लेकिन that reflects the whole value system which is declining। यहाँ पर जो रेस्पेक्ट फॉर पेरेंट्स, रेस्पेक्ट फॉर अदर्स की बात मिश्रा जी ने की। मिश्रा जी एक अच्छे स्कॉलर हैं और पॉइंट उन्होंने बड़े अच्छे से रखा है, और हम समझते हैं कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जिसको कि बोला जा सकता है, लेकिन इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ अध्यक्ष की जो सीमाएं हैं उन सीमाओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए मैं इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ स्वामी जी को बहुत बहुत प्रणाम करना चाहता हूँ। और स्वामी जी ने इस स्टडी सर्किल को देखिए पंक्चुअलिटी के साथ, कमिटमेंट के साथ, आज ये स्टडी सर्किल मात्र मुजफ्फरपुर तक सीमित नहीं है, इसके बारे में बहुत सारी जगह यहाँ भी, क्योंकि मैं तो आपका रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हूँ, तो इट हैज़ बिकम एन इंटरनेशनल। यहाँ जो रामकृष्ण आश्रम है उन लोगों को भी मैंने बताया, अक्षरधाम है उन लोगों को बताया, और अक्षरधाम में एक स्वामी जी हैं जो प्रस्थान त्रय पर उन्होंने भाष्य लिखा है, तो अगर कभी आप चाहेंगे तो उनको भी हम रिक्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं।
हाँ सर, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल चाहूँगा, बिल्कुल चाहूँगा।
तो उनका नंबर हम आपको
हाँ सर, कृपया
देंगे, उनसे बात करके कि उनकी व्यस्तता क्या है। वेरी वेरी बिजी मैन, और बड़ी अच्छी बात है कि उन्होंने हिंदुइज्म पर काम किया और प्रस्थान त्रय पर भाष्य लिखा, और लिविंग पर्सन अभी तक भाष्यकार को हम सम्मानित करते हैं जो गुजर गए या डेड, लेकिन देर इज ए वन पर्सन मुदारिस मद्रसदास। तो इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं बहुत उपकृत अपने को महसूस करता हूँ कि मैं ऐसे संस्था से जुड़ा हूँ जो जिसके पंक्चुअलिटी आज की तारीख में विल पावर एंड पंक्चुअलिटी कहाँ गए अपने
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। और कार्यक्रम के अंतिम पड़ाव में धन्यवाद ज्ञापन के लिए फॉर्मर जेल सुप्रिंटेंडेंट श्रीमान देवेंद्र बाबू को निवेदन करते हैं कि हम माइक ऑन करें और धन्यवाद ज्ञापन करें।
जी
धन्यवाद।
हाँ प्रणाम। देखिए आपको हम खोज रहे थे।
धन्यवाद केशव जी। यह आज प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर गोदावरीश मिश्र जी, प्रोफेसर एवं डीन स्कूल ऑफ बुद्धिस्ट स्टडीज़ के द्वारा जो आज बहुत ही विशिष्ट विषय पर आज चर्चा चली, बहुत ही गहन और विस्तृत जानकारी मिली, उसके लिए उनको मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं। अपने स्टडी सेंटर की तरफ से हार्दिक धन्यवाद देता हूं। और हमारे रमेश चंद्र प्रसाद सिन्हा जी जो 7 समुंदर पार से प्रकट होते हैं हम लोगों के लिए, और अंत में इतनी सरल भाषा में सरल बातें जो कहते हैं, तो सारे वस्तुओं का, सारे भाषण का सार होता है, और उनको ही सुनकर हम लोग संतुष्ट होते हैं। तो उनको तो विशेष धन्यवाद है। और विवेकानंद स्टडी सेंटर के सभी सदस्य श्रीमद स्वामी भगवतात्मानंद महाराज जी के सौजन्य और सानिध्य से प्रति सप्ताह हम लोग इस कार्यक्रम में बैठकर लाभान्वित होते हैं। उनको हम आज धन्यवाद क्या, हम आभारी होते हैं। उनके साथ ही विद्वान साधु लीला मायानंद जी महाराज विशेष रूप से उनको धन्यवाद देते हैं। डॉक्टर सुशांत जी, प्रोफेसर रमेश जी, हर्ष कुमार जी, अरुणेंद्र जी, जिन्होंने क्वेश्चन किया और विद्वतापूर्ण क्वेश्चन किया, जिसका हम लोगों के मन में वही बातें उठ रही थी, उनको धन्यवाद देता हूं। और अगर श्री नारायण सिंह जी को धन्यवाद नहीं दिया जाए तो सारा चीज शून्य हो जाएगा,
गड़बड़ आ जाएगा, सारा चीज गड़बड़ आ जाएगा।
और एक अनुशासन जो उनके एंकरिंग में होता है, यह विरले ही मिलते हैं। सबसे बड़ी बात कि आज इतनी बड़ी बड़ी बातें हुई, बहुत गहन बातें हुई, जो हम लोग ऐसे लोगों के माथा के ऊपर से जाने वाली चीजें थी, फिलोसफर्स लोगों के, लेकिन छोटी छोटी बातें ऐसा लोग कह गए कि यज्ञ जो हम लोगों का धार्मिक अभिवादन है, आध्यात्मिक अभिवादन है, और जिसमें जीवन के सामर्थ्यपूर्ण और सात्विक बनाने के लिए एक उद्देश्य से यह होता है। लेकिन इन्होंने कहा कि ये यज्ञ सब करना चाहते हैं, करते भी हैं, और हमारे नित्य कर्म में आ जाए। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। ये करना कि हमारे हिंदुस्तान में सब लोग चाहते हैं ये यज्ञ करना, और करते भी हैं, और नित्य क्रम में ढालने का भी प्रयास करते हैं। तो देव यज्ञ, पितृ यज्ञ, ब्रह्म यज्ञ तो हम लोग करते ही हैं, और भूत यज्ञ हम लोगों में, हमारे हिंदुस्तान के लोगों में कितना अधिक प्रचलित है। चिड़ियों को पानी पिलाना, दाना चुगाना, चींटियों को खाना देना, ये तो हम लोग तो करते ही हैं। और सबसे बड़ी बात, मेरा ही एक शब्द है कि हर जीव चाकरी करते हैं मानव का ही, किसी भी तरह हर उनके जिंदा रहने के लिए, उनके सुविधा के लिए क्यों नहीं प्रयास है। और यही हमारी भूत यज्ञ है। आज मिश्रा जी ने कहा कि सिर्फ मानव ही रेशनल है ऐसी बात नहीं है, और मनुष्यता का वैश्विक मूल्यबोध उत्तम है, सर्वोत्तम है। और यही बात प्रोफेसर रमेश जी ने भी इस बात को उठाई और बहुत सुंदर चर्चा की, बहुत ही ज्ञानपूर्णक बातें हुई। तो हम तो ये कहते हैं कि सुमन सुंदर सुभग सुंदरतर मानव तू सर्वोत्तम। तो जीव जंतु, फूल पत्ते, वनस्पति सब सुंदर है, लेकिन मानव तो सर्वोत्तम है ही। तो आज बहुत अच्छी चर्चा हुई, सब लोग संतुष्ट हुए, कृत्य हुए। तो इसके लिए और भी जो लोग सम्मिलित हैं, डॉक्टर सुशांत जी, रमेश जी, रामनाथ गुप्ता जी, नवीन कुमार झा जी, देवेंद्र पांडे जी, केशव कुमार जी जो आज एंकर भी थे, प्रोफेसर गणेश प्रसाद दास जी का तो हर बार जब भी आते हैं तो उनके विद्वता के हम लोग का हो जाते हैं। राजीव कुमार जी, अखिलेश कुमार जी, महाशंकर प्रसाद जी, हर्ष कुमार जी, राकेश कुमार जी, अरुणेंद्र जी, सबको धन्यवाद देता हूं। और इस सभा के संपूर्णता के लिए, सफलता के लिए आप सभी को मैं हृदय से धन्यवाद देता हूं।
आज के कार्यक्रम में प्रोफेसर पूनम सिंह, फॉर्मर एचओडी फिलोसफी, पटना विश्वविद्यालय भी जुड़ी। उनको भी हम रामकृष्ण मिशन सेवाश्रम विवेकानंद स्टडी सर्किल की ओर से धन्यवाद देते हैं। और भी अन्य सदस्य जैसे हमारे रामकृष्ण मिशन सेवाश्रम के कर्मचारी जी जुड़े, उन्हें भी हम धन्यवाद देते हैं। मैडम पूनम जी 2 शब्द आप बोल दीजिए तो हमारा कार्यक्रम पूर्ण हो जाएगा।
हाँ सर, पूर्णाहुति तो होनी चाहिए ना, पूनम के शब्दों के साथ हम लोग
पूनम जी बहुत दिनों के बाद जुड़ रही हैं। पूनम जी की आवाज नहीं आ रही है, आप म्यूट है, कृपया अनम्यूट करें।
सर जी, सबको नमस्कार। रवि मिश्रा सर से मुलाकात हो रही है, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। सर भी बहुत दिनों के बाद दिखाई पड़े हैं, रमेश सर। तो आप सब और